Up guys? Uh, Not really doing much right now. Kind of stuck to be honest. Yes, sir. So this is what I'm trying to do. I've been learning cyber, and yeah, I've applied for like a lot of different jobs at this point, but no proper interview, as in the ones that I had weren't that great to be honest. So yes, uh, apply for jobs. So I've tried that trading. I don't bother as much because everything else is going pretty well, right? So again, these are just certain trades that I didn't take. So keep in mind, I do journal certain trades that I don't take and certain trades that I do take, and my trading has improved drastically, and it's actually really well. And it's not even just because I'm yapping right now. I have this fucking have this huge ass trade running. So yeah, it's a really good trade, and I've validated my strategy, and that's what I'm doing right now. And pretty good overall. Improving out here. Uh, Trying to get into this cyber and clouding, so that eventually I can move into like this. That's what I mean. Hmm. Yeah, this is difficult. I mean, it's not even the math. It's just the fucking the algorithms you gotta implement in fucking code. So you gotta like remember that shit in like order. So yeah, it's kind of annoying in that sense. So, anyways, let's get back on track. Man. Okay, so obviously we have where do I start? We have the data, right? So this is just the random. You just basically get rid of null values and shit. Extract out of this object and get the x and y axis, remove the null values, get it into a map by filtering out the, get the errors out, filter through the x and y axis data. I mean, make it to one variable. That's what we're doing here in JavaScript. Right here, after converting into JSON, right here we have the plot. So we plot the data. So that's the basics, right? Then when it comes to the actual calculations, so obviously we know, I'm just gonna do this just to remind myself once again. If I just go to Canva Draw, um, we know that variance can be, oh my god, what's up with my camera? Holy fuck. My camera started tweaking, I swear to god. But basically, if I look at, let me just get rid of, so with my, okay, so if I try, what's up with this? Okay, so if I try calculating the variance, for example, so variance, right? VAR. Can I just type instead? That would be easier. Okay. So for instance, can I get this out the way? Okay. So for instance, the fuck? How do I switch? How do I switch? Okay, it's fine. So variance is obviously just getting the mean of a certain. So first step is obviously getting the mean. And the elements minus mean, and then you uh basically this difference, which is the, I'll just call it difference, and then difference to the power 2, and then difference to the power 2. So each element minus mean and to the power 2, and I'm pretty sure this is what you need to do for variance. Let me try, give me the formula for variance. Is it this question mark? So let me just copy this and paste it here. Okay. So yeah, it seems like, yeah, okay. So each data point, yep, that's this one, minus the mean and the total number of data points. Total number of data points. Interesting. Yep. Yep. Okay. So you gotta divide it. Okay. I'm missing one more step. So it's obviously just dividing. So let's just call it total or something. You just divide the total by the mean to calculate the variance. And then once you do this, you wanna, let me just get one of these. you want to just basically have the for standard deviation, it's obviously the variance divided by the square root of the variance, right? So let's just call it root. So it's obviously the standard deviation at this point. So this is the, I mean, we have this symbols and stuff which I'm, starting to learn. And yeah, so once that is done, with that out the way, let me try something here. So we have the x-axis values and the y-axis values over here, right? So inputs and the labels. So this seems to be, I don't really get this too much, but we're using TensorFlow here for some reason. What are tensors exactly? Let me try. What are tensors exactly? Right. So it's usual matrices, right? So it's like presenting matrices in data. Explain keep everything extremely short and simple. And that should do the job. Exactly. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, that's what it is. So the TensorFlow, I'm assuming it's something to do with tensors, obviously. Input data needs to be converted into tensor data. So obviously, we're converting them to tensors. And what does the one stand for here? What does the one stand for? Inputs. Okay, number of columns. Interesting. Okay, so we shuffle the data. So when a model is trained, the data is divided into small sets. Data is divided into small sets. Each batch is then fed to the model. Shuffling is most important for the model from getting the same data over and over again. Fusing the scene. Okay. Because I have brain rot, I'm just gonna simplify this further. When a training model, the data is split into smaller. Yeah, that's facts. Shuffling means mixing up the data to avoid the same data. Yeah. Okay. So help the model learn better to generalize new data. To new data instead of memorizing the input. Right. Okay. So we're creating this inputs and labels tensors out of this, out of the length, and we give it a column. So length, I'm assuming this is the x-axis. So we have the number of columns. So obviously that's the x-axis or the y-axis. So inputs dot length should be x-axis. Which one? Okay. So and one is the y-axis. Okay. Number of columns. Okay. Okay. So okay. All right. So data normalization. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. So we're using the tensors and we're getting a minimum and a maximum value, and then we're subtracting the minimum value, dividing it by what the fuck? Okay. Mm-hmm. I need to look into this a little bit. But apart from that, we have sequential. So, interesting. It's an algorithm that produces output from input. This example uses three lines to define a ML model. Sequential. Okay. Cool. I need to look into this again. One sec, guys. There you go. Okay, so the input flows directly to the output. Other models can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs. So essentially, you give it. So what I know on the surface about these stuff is that when you give it an input and a weight, it calculates like that. Like you basically keep adjusting these weights until it gives you what you want. But that's the idea on the surface, right? That's like the basic idea. So let me try something here. So this is the way they interpret this in ML, so that's fine. Where was it? I forgot where it was. They're just clustering, so strength and this direction of a linear relationship. Yeah, okay. Cool. So these are like each of these have like weights and inputs, right? Uh yep, we have inputs and we have weights, which increase the probability of a uh output. So if it's closer to 1, that means we have a higher likelihood of it being true. Mm, I think. Mm, 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 mm. This is the cost function. So this is like where I want to give up. Like this bullshit. Where is the value? X is the value feature of each observation. Analysis. So this is intercept plus X plus slope. Was it? Was intercept. Which one was that? Mm-hmm. No, it was the other way around. Okay. Intercept. Mm. Mm. This, bro. Let's call it. Fuck it. I want to train my own bots. That's why I'm learning this shit. Like, it's not even for like money. It's just because I want to have my own bots running. Train model. So this is like hobby iterations. That's like obvious. This is JS, usual JS stuff. It's callbacks. Bat size is like the window, right? Hmm. Okay. Unnormalized. This is where I fucking hate this shit. I'm just gonna think about it. Did I miss anything here? So it's just representing all this in like tensors pretty much. So you can simply, okay, so you can simply make the math like easy if you have them in tensors pretty much. But I think that's the point here. I'm not too sure. Usual stat stuff. Mean mode, median. These are like usual outliers, that basic stuff. I think that was so this is the variance, right? Variance, and we had the standard deviation, just like I mentioned here. Distribution, so distribution is the one with the bell curve, isn't it? Yeah, so this is like the closest to the mean value. If it's towards this side, the usual values are towards the negatives. That means it's far away from the mean value, and then to the positives, that means it's above the mean value. Yeah, above the mean value. So values less than 1 or standard deviation away from 68.27. All right. So that's the thing about this. Not too sure how to read this properly, but there is a certain way to sort of read this. Because this means like everything. So look, okay, all right. I'm gonna just lock in. All right, it's no bullshit. Okay, so basically it looks like a wiener. All right, I just want to get that out the way. But yeah, so I don't really get why when the sample size increases, obviously, I guess it keeps training itself to reduce the margin of error, right? So because of that, we have the negative skew, positive skew. Um, mm. This is where I don't understand shit. Because if this is, I'm so distracted by this fucking, oh my god. Standard deviation away from a column. Away come for, bro, I'm just so sick right now. Value system one. I need to learn how to read this properly. The usual probability stuff. Pretty sure it's just like how many times is three? Just does it land on three? What? The possibility of throwing three fours? Three fours at the same time. Wait, all of them fours? All of them are not fours. What the fuck? Three legs. I mean, this is six times larger, okay. Six balls. Gotta stop thinking like that. Come on now. Alright, so this is obviously 50%. I mean, that's fucking common sense. 16%. What else? Okay, I mean, this is usual basic stuff. This is usual basic stuff, but I think you need this for like activation purposes. Because I saw this one function where you need to activate a function somewhere. I think it was like I don't even know where the fuck. Uh, email me a code snippet where certain function needs to be activated. You know, I mean, I'm just trying to see like test the waters and stuff. Mm. Mm. My God. Me. Hmm. Mm. Okay, well, this is not that bad to be honest, but it seems like okay. Bruh, I can't. Oh my god. Okay, let me try this. Oh my god. Oh, it's because this is JS code. I'm actually tripping. Let me try like I don't know. Okay. Can I just like display this on like a I don't know. Like let me just copy this, put this on like a this script. Actually, I can just declare this within this itself. Be like script. Oh, the fuck. Let me try to fix this. Okay, I gotta import stuff as well. That's crazy. Okay. Well, in that case, I can't do that. So I'm just gonna try paste that here. What's up? Fuck this. Hmm. Okay, so. Mm, okay. So if I just try. Why is he using this? That's fine. I think it's installing the package. Okay, that makes sense. Hmm. So it should display the. Hmm. It's not. It's not changing. So it's. Okay. Mm. Should be the same thing, isn't it? Just more. Oh man. Hmm. Okay. Let me try something here. So I'm assuming these are just like the. So I think this is RGB. RGB. I don't get this. Seems like this is RGB. I'm not too sure. So they're giving three different values as RGB, RGB, output, RGB. Oh, right. I'm tripping. What the fuck? Okay. Dark blue. Right. Okay. They would display that over here, obviously. Let's. Hmm. Okay. They're just plotting something here, right? Scatter plots. Hmm. This is just the div, and this is the data. I'm assuming he wants to plot this against the value, x and y. Hmm. Cool. Cool. Yeah, that's what this is. Line chart. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shuffle the data, map through it, get the x and y axis, create tensors out of it, normalize it, uh, use sequential for some reason. I don't, it's a sequential ML model. In a sequential model, the input flows directly to the output. Other models can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs. Equation is the okay. Allows you to build a model layer by layer, weights that correspond to each to the next layer. So you model add two layers to the model. So they're adding these two layers, I'm assuming. Okay. It's a layer type that works in most cases, but multiplies its inputs by a weight matrix and adds a number. Hmm. Cool. Hmm. Okay. Weight. Interesting. So units means weights? Question mark. Okay. Units means weights. This is the input. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just compile it, the losses, the MSE, and certain models optimizer. Cool. Compile a model. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's great, but I don't think it's quite there, to be honest. Cool. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, should do the job. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. Okay. Yep. Mm. Works. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. But mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. 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 It's a lot of math. That's what it is. It's a lot of math. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Trend to a downtrend.
We just covered each and every. That time you can go with it. You can use a scanning tool such as NSS, Expose, OpenVAS, something like that. You are going important. Use it by Windows for remote procedure. This this can happen 2 weeks. attacks at any stage to prevent a full-blown breach. So I'm going some US states governments have adopted CS. Enter the information. Okay, this shall provide distribution like Kali Linux within a virtual machine. Now let's take this example. See, there are some software which only run in Windows 7. So hope you guys get it. How to install the Kali Linux, right? In this class, we are learning how we can able to set up a practice machine, which is Metasploitable 2. In our last courses as well, we use this Metasploitable 2. Okay, what is this and why we use this one? This is also main and important thing which you need to know. The Metasploitable 2 is a vulnerable virtual machine that is designed to help security professionals, ethical hackers, and penetration testers practice their skills in a controlled environment. First one, it's a learning environment. Metasploitable 2 provides a safe space to practice hacking without breaking any laws or causing real damage. It's designed with many vulnerabilities on purpose, so you can try different tools and techniques to learn how hacker exploit weaknesses. Right? Hands-on experience, you can use it to practice real-world attacks using popular hacking tools like Metasploit, Nmap, or Hydra. This gives you practical experience in identifying, exploiting, and understanding security flaws. Exploring different vulnerabilities, Metasploitable 2 has multiple vulnerabilities across various services like outdated web servers, weak passwords, and misconfigured database. You can experiment with different attack vectors and techniques from basic to advanced level. Understanding exploit, it's great for learning how exploit work. Since it's vulnerable by design, you can test different type of exploits and learn what happens when security flaws are taken advantage of. These right now we are going with 2. So here it is. You can also download it from OneHub or Rapid 7. You go with Rapid 7. Here you guys can able to see there. Click on. You guys will see the VMX file, virtual machine. Same and same. Successfully log in here, right? So from next class we're gonna start Windows 10. You need to download ISO file, or just search it. You will see it. Okay, the website is softpdr.com. Right? From here I just downloaded the ISO file, which is this one, 2 GB only. So always remember, once you will see like this 192.168.186.2 or 1 or something like that, that means it's a router IP address. Okay, in your case, doing this process simple to identify the how many devices are there in our network, right? So just type sudo netdiscover-i, then the interface. What is the interface which it's using for internet? Okay, it's using ETS0. Simple, just paste that one and just type enter and type your Kali Linux password, which is Kali. If you want to cover each and everything, you don't need to worry here. Why we are doing this process? Okay, why this one is important? Why NetDiscover? Why we are using NetDiscover here instead of Nmap? We're gonna learn this all stuff in next class. You don't need to worry. Now here you can able to see. We can see here there are 2 IP addresses. Always remember, once you will see like this 192.168.186.2 or 1 or something like that, that means it's a router IP address. Okay, in your case, if you are using VirtualBox, at the time here you will see 10.10. Something like that. Okay, instead of 192, you will see router Nmap thing. You know, using ETS0. Simple, just paste it one and just. Just type enter and type your Kali Linux password, which is Kali. If you want to cover each and everything, you don't need to worry here. Why we are doing this process? Okay, why this one is important? Why NetDiscover? Why we are using NetDiscover here instead of Nmap? We're gonna learn this all stuff in next class. You don't need to worry. Now here you can able to see. We can see here there are 2 IP addresses. Always remember, once you will see like this 192.168.186.2 or 1 or something like that, that means it's a router IP address. Okay, in your case, if you are using VirtualBox, at the time here you will see 10.10. Something like that. Okay, instead of 192, you will see 10 range. Okay, all right. Here we got 1 IP address. What is the IP address here? 192.168.186.161. Now let's go back to our Windows machine and let's open CMD here. Let's see. If I type here, if I want to see my private IP address, then I need to type ipconfig here. Here you can able to see what is the IP address. You need to focus on this one, IPv4. Okay, what is the IP? IPv4 here, 192.168.186.161. Simple.
Ready to invest in real estate but don't want the hassle? Look no further and join SmartCrowd.
Here we can able to see it. Okay, this is the thing. So this is how you can able to identify connected machine IP addresses. You can also see the MAC address here. There is a lot you can able to explore. Okay, if you use Nmap, then you can able to identify. See, right now as we all know that we can't in real world you can't determine it. Okay, like it's a Kali or it's a Windows, something like that. What you need to do at the time, you need to perform the reconnaissance. Okay, like you need to gather the information, which is also a part of what enumeration. You need to identify which machine is it. Okay, you need to scan this IP and you need to identify which machine is it and it is vulnerable with which attack, which exploit, how many ports are open. These things you need to identify here. Okay, so we're gonna cover each and everything. You don't need to worry here. Right. So simple. This is a way to see how many devices are connected with our router. Now here is the thing. Now assume that you got a domain. At that time, what you need to do? Assume that you have a domain or public IP address, something like you got a camera IP address or something like that, a printer IP address, a public one. Okay, anyone can able to access it. See, now this private IP address is on. You can't able to access this one. Okay, just try to simple. Just copy. Just type this IP address on your terminal. Just type like this ping, and just paste this IP address. You won't see any response right now. I can't able to see it because this IP is running on my network. Okay, see here I can't able to see it because here maybe it's due to firewall. Okay, I can't able to ping it. Maybe it's blocking ICMP packets or something like that. So this is also one thing here. But the thing is, you can't able to access my private IP addresses here. Assume that if you got my public IP. At the time, you can able to access it. You can able to perform scanning on my public IP, and you can able to see the ports. Assume that anything is vulnerable there. At the time, you can also exploit it. Okay. Same as I told you, The famous example is camera IP addresses. Mostly people use cameras. Okay, now you just install the camera on your office. Now you want to access it. Right now, assume that you are in home or you just visited to any vacations or something like that. From there, you need to access the camera. How you can able to access it? Simple. They provide the public IP. Simple. You need to visit that IP address. Okay, it's not a domain. Okay, it's an IP address. Same like 172, not 172. It will start with 187. Just take this example. 187.168, something like that. If you visit that IP address, the portal will open. Once you type the username and the password, you can able to access the camera here. That is a what? That is a public IP. Anyone can able to access it. But it won't, you can't access this one, the private IP address. Okay, so this is the thing. We will cover each and everything, deep dive about these things. You don't need to worry. Right? Hope you guys enjoyed this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. This is one of the interesting topic. What is public IP address? See, we are learning as a hacker point of view here, not a complete networking point of view, which is necessary for hack. In last class. Okay, here this is a example. This kind of stuff. The thing, guys. Okay, this is all about the public IP address. Hope you guys get it. Nmap.org. You will see the results. Now assume that if any attacker want to perform pen test on this domain IP address, at the time what they do? Simple. Now the thing is, I need to identify that the IP address of this domain. There is a one tool with the name of WhatWeb. Just use this tool. Just paste a domain if you want to get the IP address. Just type enter. So it will take some time. See here you can able to see the details about the
Usual
Nmap,
stuff.
about this website. Here saying that 301 moved permanently and it's using Apache. And you can also see the version
What?
using 2.4.6. Assume that it's vulnerable.
Oh,
At the
fine.
time you can able to exploit it. Okay. And country is where? United States. Now we need to focus on which one here? We need to focus on the IP. See here we got the public IP. IP is what? 50.1. See here. See the mouse pointer. See here you can able to see the IP. Right. So this is a public IP. Right. So what is a public IP? 50.116.1.184. This is a public IP. Anyone can able to access it. Simple. Just type ping and paste the IP. Just see you will receive the. That means it's live. Okay. It's up. Anyone can able to access this one. You can also perform pen test on this IP. Don't do it. But I'm just saying, okay, anyone can able to access the IP here. Now assume that on this IP address, SSH port is enabled. At that time, the attacker see SSH port is enabled there on nmap.org. The attacker can able to perform brute force attack on it. Assume that if they are using weak password, which is easy to guessable, at that time they can able to take control on this website, right, by using SSH. So this is the thing, guys. Okay, this is all about the public IP address. Hope you guys get it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Now here, let's learn why do we scan a network before starting penetration testing. Scanning a network before penetration testing is like doing reconnaissance before an attack. You need to understand the environment network you are working with. Here is why. Discover active devices. Before testing, you need to know which devices host, okay, are connected to the network. Scanning helps identify the computer, servers, printer, and other devices. You don't want to test random IPs. You need to focus on active ones. Map the network layout. Network scanning help you understand the structure of the network or the multiple subnets, smaller network within the main network. Where are the key devices? This help plan the testing strategy. Finding open ports and services. It's reveal which ports are open and what services are running on those devices. For example, is there a web server, file sharing service, or mail server? Open port can be potential entry point for an attacker. So knowing them is essential. So same thing which we did in the last class. Okay. After getting the IP, what we did, we perform the scanning. Here you can able to see there are ports are open. Which services are there? It's open. It's having SSH, HTTP, HTTPS. Identify vulnerabilities early. By scanning, you can spot potential weaknesses like old software version or misconfigurations before diving into deeper tests. In short, network scanning helps map out the target so you can focus your testing in the right direction, making penetration testing more efficient and effective. Now in the last classes, what we did means we use a net discover here. Hope you guys can able to see. Previously we use a net discover. See why we just use a net discover there. Here see why is net discover easier to use than other scanners. Why we just use a net discover. This is the point of this class. Now see we have a lot of scanners. Like Nmap is there. You can also perform the scanning which you did here. The scanning using Nmap as well.
Are you afraid of getting banned with your dropshipping store in TikTok in 2025? Let me show you the better.
But why we use a net discover here? Let's learn it. Net discover is a simple and lightweight tool that makes it easy to find all the devices connected to a network. Let's compare net discover with scanners, right? There are different scanners out there, such as net discover is there, Nmap is there, ARP scan is there. Now let's learn about net discover, which we use. By using net discover, passive and active scanning. It can be used in both passive, just listening for the traffic, and active mode, sending requests to the device. This make it more versatile. Now the thing is, in the next classes we are learning about what is active and passive scanning as well. You don't need to worry about these things. Now net discover is a simple command. See, simple commands. It has easy to use commands and require less setup. You can just run net discover and quickly get a list of all active IP addresses on your network. It's a go-to tool for beginners who want something fast and easy. See, if you are using Nmap for the scanning, then what will happen means you need to add the subnet there, this kind of stuff. But in net discover, we didn't add any kind of subnet. If you don't know about subnet, just try to watch our 11 hours of ethical hacking course. There we just cover related to networking part. Okay, here we are not covering those things. Now here in subnet, it's kind of confusing for you guys, for beginners. So that's why what we did means to avoid those process, what we did, we use the net discover by simply providing the network interface, like net discover -IETS0. We just use this scanning for the device. So that's why we use a choice. Now in the choice. Now in the next classes we are learning about Nmap, this all things. I hope you guys enjoy this class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Quick firewall update here. Come to Nmap course now. In front of the IP, after the IP, then the vulnerability of this machine will be get patched. Okay, this is. Let me try to ping it. Okay, let's test. Which details I don't know that. So simple. I need. Okay, now assume that you didn't. Let's take an example of Jenkins is there. Now you didn't let there sometimes, like which we did here. Scan for the multiple ports. This is okay. Now assume that you didn't. Let's take an example of Jenkins. is there. Now you didn't learn about Jenkins, but your client hired you for the pen test, and you just saw the Jenkins there. Now how you will approach there? This is also one thing, right? How you in FTP server by using these credentials. If you go to this one, the SMB, here also you will see it. SMB brute is there. Just wait. SMB